Have you ever stood in the heart of a great desert? Have you felt the sun on your skin and the ancient wind in your ears? The Sahara is a sea of sand, vast and unforgiving. Its waves are dunes that shift with the breath of time. For centuries, we believed it was a place of emptiness, a void on our maps, a blank space in our history. But the universe has a way of hiding its greatest secrets in plain sight. What if I told you that this endless expanse of golden dust was not an ending, but a beginning? What if the greatest story ever told was not written in the stars above, but buried deep in the earth beneath our feet? Listen closely. The wind that sweeps across the Sahara carries more than just sand. It carries whispers, echoes of a time long forgotten. It speaks of a civilization that flourished not under the familiar light of our sun, but in the gentle glow of the world within. We are a species of explorers. We have mapped the continents and sailed the oceans. We have even reached for the moon. But we have only just begun to scratch the surface of the planet we call home. The deepest mysteries are often the ones closest to us, waiting patiently for the right moment to be revealed. The Sahara has been keeping one such secret, a story of humanity that is older, deeper, and more profound than we ever dared to imagine. Imagine the desert at twilight. The sky is a canvas of impossible purples and fiery oranges. The heat of the day surrenders to the cool of the night. In this moment of transition, the world feels different. It feels magical. It is in these moments that you can almost hear them. The voices of the lost. The people who built a world of wonders while our own ancestors were just learning to build fires. They are a part of the desert's soul. A memory embedded in every grain of sand. We thought we were alone in our long journey through time, but we were just walking on the roof of another world, completely unaware of the life teeming below. This is not a story of myth or legend, not entirely. It is a story of discovery, a story that begins with a question: what lies beneath? We have always looked up towards the heavens for answers to our biggest questions. Where do we come from? Are we alone? But perhaps we have been looking in the wrong direction. The Sahara held its breath for millennia, guarding a truth so immense it could rewrite everything we know about ourselves. It waited for us to be ready. Ready to listen to the whispers in the sand and to follow them into the heart of the earth. The journey begins now, into the darkness, into the past, into the unknown. If you're fascinated by the mysteries hidden beneath our world, make sure to subscribe to our channel. Join us as we continue to unearth the secrets of lost civilizations and explore the wonders that lie just beneath the surface. Don't miss what comes next. It all started with a tremor. Not an earthquake, not in the way we know them. It was something else. A rhythmic pulse, deep and deliberate. On July 31st, 2026, a team of geologists monitoring seismic activity in the remote Tenere region of the Sahara noticed an anomaly. It was a pattern, too regular to be natural. It was a signal, like a heartbeat, thrumming from miles beneath the desolate landscape. It was a message in a bottle, sent not across an ocean of water, but through an ocean of rock and time. The scientists were baffled. They checked their equipment, they ran their models. Every test came back with the same impossible conclusion. Something down there was alive. The world's attention turned to this forgotten corner of the globe. Probes were sent. Drills were deployed. The mission was to find the source of this impossible rhythm. For weeks, the world watched, holding its collective breath. The drill bit descended through layer after layer of ancient geology. Through sandstone, through granite. Deeper and deeper into the planet's crust. Then, it happened. The drill broke through. The resistance vanished. It had entered a void, a cavern of unimaginable scale, more than 3 miles beneath the surface of the Sahara. The signal was not a geological fluke. It was the hum of machinery, the sound of a world still turning. What the first cameras sent down revealed was beyond anyone's wildest dreams. It was not a cave, it was a city bathed in a soft, ethereal light, emanating from the crystalline ceiling of the immense cavern. Structures rose like silent giants, their architecture unlike anything ever seen on the surface. They were organic, flowing, as if grown from the very rock itself. Streets wound like rivers between buildings that touched the cavern roof. And it was all silent, abandoned. A ghost city, perfectly preserved in the stillness of the deep earth, its heart still beating with the faint thrum of ancient power. The discovery sent shockwaves through our society. History books were rendered obsolete overnight. Every scientist, every historian, every philosopher was forced to reconsider the story of humanity. We were not the only ones. Here was proof. Tangible, undeniable proof of a sister civilization. One that had chosen not the sun, but the warmth of the planet's core. They had built their world in the dark, and in doing so, had remained hidden from the chaos and turmoil of the surface world. The signal had been an invitation, a final fading call from a lost world, inviting us to uncover the secrets it had guarded for so long. A new chapter in our history was about to be written. We have given it a name, Zahar, an ancient word for light or brilliance. It seems fitting. The city is a masterpiece of engineering and art. The structures are made of a material that resembles polished obsidian, but it is stronger than diamond and seems to absorb and redistribute the cavern's faint light. There are no sharp corners in Zahar. Every line is a curve, every building a sculpture. It speaks of a people who were in harmony with their environment, who saw beauty in flow and function. They did not conquer the rock. They coaxed it into shape. They did not build upon the earth. They built within it. Their home was a living part of their world. Daily life in Zahar must have been a sight to behold. We have found evidence of vast hydroponic farms, terraced along the cavern walls. They grew glowing fungi and strange pale flora that provided food and oxygen. Water flowed in aqueducts carved into the city's foundations, channeled from a vast subterranean lake. The air is still pure, recycled by a technology we are only beginning to comprehend. Imagine children playing in quiet plazas, their laughter echoing in the immense space. Imagine scholars walking through halls of learning, their minds alight with knowledge we can only guess at. It was a society that had conquered scarcity, that had found balance. The source of the cavern's light is a mystery that still confounds our brightest minds. The ceiling is covered in quartz-like crystals, some as large as buildings. They pulse with a soft internal luminescence, a cold light that illuminates the entire cavern. This light waxes and wanes on a 24-hour cycle, providing a rhythm of day and night. It seems the Zaharians had created their own sun, their own sky. They were masters of geology and energy, harnessing the geothermal power of the planet itself. They lived in a self-contained biosphere, a perfect bubble of existence, protected from the harsh realities of the world above. What happened to them? This is the great, silent question that hangs over the empty city. There are no signs of war, no evidence of plague or disaster. The city is pristine, as if its inhabitants simply walked away one day and never returned. We have found homes with tables set for meals that were never eaten. We have found workshops with tools laid out, ready for a craftsman who would never arrive. It is a perfect mystery, a civilization at its zenith, vanished without a trace. Their beautiful, silent city is their tomb, and also their monument. It is a testament to their genius, and a haunting reminder of their absence. Our scientists have begun to piece together the timeline of Zahar. The evidence is written in the stone itself. Core samples from the cavern walls and radiometric dating of the city's structures point to an incredible truth. Zahar was founded over 50,000 years ago, at a time when our own ancestors on the surface were painting bison on cave walls. The Zaharians were laying the foundations of a metropolis. They were a divergent branch of the human family tree, a group that, for reasons we do not yet know, chose to go down instead of out. They sought refuge deep within the earth, and there, they thrived. The geological context is crucial. 50,000 years ago, the Sahara was not a desert. It was a lush, green landscape of rivers and savannas. It was a paradise. So why would anyone leave it? The rock tells a story of change, a story of a long, slow climate shift. The Zaharians must have seen it coming. They must have understood the planet in a way we are only now learning to. They saw the end of their green world on the horizon. And so they prepared. They embarked on the most ambitious engineering project in the history of our planet. They built an ark, not of wood to float on water, but of stone, to survive within the earth. We have found carvings, murals, etched into the walls of their great public squares. They are not simple pictures. They are complex astronomical charts and geological maps. They map the stars, even from their subterranean home. They tracked the movements of the continents. They understood the long, slow cycles of the earth. Their science was holistic, epic in its scope. It was intertwined with their art and their philosophy. To them, science was not a tool to dominate nature, but a way to understand and live within it. They were observers, watchers of time on a scale we can barely fathom. This evidence forces us to ask a profound question about ourselves. While our ancestors battled the ice ages, fought for territory, and built empires that would rise and fall, the Zaharians existed in a state of stable, continuous advancement. They were insulated from the climatic shocks and societal collapses that defined our own history on the surface. They chose a different path, a path of quiet contemplation, of slow and steady progress. They traded the sun and the sky for stability and safety. In their silent stone city, we find a mirror, a reflection of a different kind of humanity. In the very center of Zahar, we found its most important structure. It is not a palace or a temple. It is a library, a building shaped like a great, spiraling nautilus shell. But there are no books inside, no scrolls, no tablets. The walls are lined with billions of small, crystalline shards, each one glowing with a faint internal light. When our researchers first touched one, the library came alive. Not with sound, but with images, with memories. It is a library of consciousness. Each crystal contains the recorded life experiences of a Zaharian, their thoughts, their feelings, their knowledge. A library of souls. This was their solution to mortality. They did not seek to live forever in the flesh. They sought to preserve their consciousness, their essence. When a Zaharian's life came to an end, their memories were downloaded into one of these crystals, added to the collective consciousness of their people. It was a form of immortality, a way for the individual to become part of the whole. The library is their legacy, the sum total of their civilization's experience, stored for eternity. It is the most significant historical artifact ever discovered. It is a direct line to the past, a way to speak with the dead. We are just beginning to learn how to interface with this technology. The process is slow and difficult. The Zaharian mind was different from our own. Their language a complex tapestry of thought and emotion. But we are making progress. We have experienced fragments of their lives. We have seen through their eyes the building of their city. We have felt their awe as they lit their artificial sun for the first time. We have shared their sorrow as they sealed themselves off from the surface world, saying goodbye to the sun and stars forever. It is an experience that is both beautiful and deeply humbling. This library changes everything. This is not just history. It is a living record. We have the potential to learn everything. Their science, their medicine, their philosophy. We can learn what they learned from 50,000 years of uninterrupted civilization. But it also presents us with a great responsibility. This is the heritage of an entire world. It must be treated with the utmost respect. We are not conquerors plundering a tomb. We are students, sitting at the feet of masters. The Library of Souls is a gift, and it is up to us to prove we are worthy of it. The discovery of Zahar is more than just a scientific breakthrough. It is a spiritual one. It shows us that we are not the sole inheritors of this planet. It proves that there is more than one way to be human. In a world so often divided by our differences, the silent city of Zahar reminds us of our shared origins and our limitless potential. It forces us to look at our own world with new eyes, to see the fragility of our own civilization, perched here on the thin crust of the earth, at the mercy of the sun and the climate. The Zaharians chose a different path, and their legacy challenges us to consider our own. Where did they go? The library has not yet given us that answer. Some of our scientists believe they did not die out at all. They believe that, having mastered the physical world, they turned their attention inward. They evolved beyond the physical. Perhaps they uploaded their entire civilization into the crystal library, becoming a single, vast consciousness. Or perhaps their journey took them somewhere else entirely, deeper still into the earth, or outward into the cosmos, not in ships of metal, but as beings of pure energy and thought. The empty city may not be a tomb, but a cocoon. The future of our own species is an unwritten page. Now we have a new chapter to consider. The knowledge held within Zahar could help us solve our greatest challenges. It could teach us to live in harmony with our planet, to cure our diseases, to harness clean energy. It could elevate us, but it could also be a power too great for us to handle. The story of Zahar is a lesson in patience and wisdom, a lesson we must learn if we are to be entrusted with its secrets. The greatest test will not be understanding their technology, but understanding ourselves. So, the next time you look out upon a seemingly empty landscape, or up into the vast, dark expanse of the night sky, remember Zahar. Remember the secrets that lie hidden, waiting for us. The universe is not empty. It is full of wonders beyond our comprehension, full of stories waiting to be told. The discovery of the world beneath our feet is just the beginning. It is an invitation to keep exploring, to keep questioning, and to keep dreaming. Our journey is far from over. In fact, it may have only just begun. The whispers in the sand have become a roar, and it is calling us forward into the great, beautiful unknown.